Good morning, fellow writers. We are here and ready to get those words in. I don't know why Tuesdays are harder for me than Mondays, but they definitely are. How about you, Joanna? How are you?
I'm good. Just kind of waking up, you know.
Hey,
Tuesdays are
it'll be
definitely a little
it'll be an
harder.
hour later next week. Maybe that'll help.
Hey, maybe.
I'm looking forward to exercising in the morning. I mean, I'm not looking forward to it, but I am. I need it, so I need to be doing these things. So that'll be fun. I doubt I'm gonna do all 5 days though. So I think I'm gonna because I don't want to set myself up for failure right away.
Gotcha.
Because days I stay up later, Mondays and Thursday nights, because Monday nights I have my reading sprints, and Thursday nights we have game night with the family. So hence Tuesday mornings and Friday mornings are harder. So I might not do those days for now until I get like a habit, just like this is now a habit. Like I automatically wake up at like 10 till 6 now. Um,
Yeah.
so when it becomes that habit to go walk, even though for me a habit just means because my brain doesn't form habits like normal people, but it can at least feel comfortable doing the thing instead of it being so stressful. I have to push myself to do it. That is the closest thing to a habit my brain will form.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I love morning exercise. The older I get, I'm just like, I've got other things to do.
Yeah, but I'm at the point if I don't start exercising, I'm not going to get any older. So I've got
Yeah.
to do it. So Alicia says, "Good morning." She has both kiddos awake and was feeding them breakfast, but I am here. Yay! Making myself a waffle, and then after writing today, we are going to Barnes and Noble. Kids earned a free book from summer reading. Yes! Perfect.
Ooh,
Get them something fun before they go
wonderful.
to school, and school is not fun. It's so sad how many people get chased away from reading from school.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't, but I think that would have been impossible for me. No one could have chased me away from reading.
Yeah.
All right. I have chapstick somewhere. Oh well. I hate dry lips. It drives me batty. I guess I'm going to be driven batty this morning. I need to buy more chapstick. All
So
right.
how far are you planning on walking when you start?
I don't know. I'm going to start small and work my way up. So we've got, I know that walking all the way around the three of our ponds, like all the way out and all the way back, is a mile and a half.
Uh-huh.
Um, and that's a pretty reasonable amount for me
Yeah.
to do. So I think that's what I will do. And then I can listen to my audiobook while I'm doing it. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So, excellent, excellent. And Alicia has coffee. Oh, she's good to go. They meet their teacher on Thursday. I know it's almost there. Yes, we were just talking about the hour later that we're going to do. And we did that for you, but it's also going to work out well for me so I can walk. And then it looks like for Joanna so she can sleep a little bit more.
I'll
So it's
be up.
all going to work out.
My I don't know what the deal is, but my body thinks 3 a.m. is the wake up call, and I'm like forcing myself to stay in bed because if I get up at 3 a.m. I crash too early, and I'm just like, this is not helping me be on a schedule. But I've been going to bed earlier because they say that's gonna help. And I'm just like, 3 a.m. It's like ping. Like,
That's
oh
why
my
I
God.
can't go to bed earlier. Do you see? Because that's what will happen with me too. So sometimes
Yeah,
I'm like exhausted at 9, but I cannot go to bed before 11. If I do, I will wake up at 3.
yeah. I either way, like late or early, it doesn't seem to make a difference, which is why I can buy into the 9 a.m. I mean, this morning my eyes pinged open and I was just like, should we take a guess? Should we bet? Should we roll the dice on what time it is? And I hit my phone and it was like 2:57 and I was like,
You're like, I'm gonna hurt someone.
yeah. And then I get into like finally like a cozy sleep right when the alarm goes off, and I'm like,
Well, since you're not gonna like take the normal like 9 to 5 job thing, can you like get up at 3 a.m. and then stay up until like 11 and then just go take a long nap?
it's not making a difference.
Oh.
That's what's so messed up about it is like I shut everything down at 9 and I crawl in bed and I listen to some stuff and do some relaxation stuff to kind of try and get my body to chill out. Um, and sometimes it depends on the night, but it wouldn't matter if I went to bed at 1 a.m. I would still ping at 3. It's the weirdest thing.
No,
And
but that's what I
so,
mean.
like,
So just get up at 3.
well, I have, and it makes me so exhausted during the day I can't get anything done. Like, I just want to sit. And so, I don't know. I mean, I've tried all kinds of different schedules, and I've tried
Hmm.
the 3 thing. I've tried the 3 thing with an amount of caffeine that is criminal. I mean, I've done all kinds of stuff. And I just because I don't know what my job schedule will look like, I'm kind of afraid to flip my schedule and do like a night
Mm.
schedule. I mean, because I'm a happier night owl. I mean, and I've always been that way, but life happens during the daylight hours. So I don't know. I don't know.
I'm so
It's a lot of trial and error, but I'm sleeping better if I go to bed earlier, even though I ping at 3 o'clock.
at 3.
And the sleeping better is what's actually, needed because I
At least
never know
helping.
when I'm gonna hit a spell of the lucid dreams. Yeah,
Gotcha.
they're
Alicia
insane.
wants to know, was that a Smurf on your coffee mug?
Mm-mm. It's my bear,
So
my
cute.
bear roasting marshmallows.
We are heading into fall. Uh, and Alicia's just happy that she can write with us and stay with it. Exactly. Us too. All right. It helps us go in line knowing that you're going to be here. And then a few others. So hopefully Dharma and Tea Leaf will show up, and Taylor usually comes. All right. Are you ready to start our first sprint?
Mhm.
All right. Let's make the magic happen. Here we go. We'll see y'all in half an hour. And there we have it. Our first sprint of the morning. How did y'all do? Let's see.
I did good. Doing some revising this morning, so word count doesn't really show much. But I'm moving through the pages, so that's good.
Yeah, I only got like 115 words done. Rewriting is a lot slower than writing was, I'll tell you that. I'm doing what everyone says not to do, but I'm doing it anyways because it's my rewrite. And that is, making sure the words are the right ones. And
Yeah,
Dharma
I think
opens. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think that's one of the good parts of rewriting is that you can kind of do that very careful smithing as you go through.
Yep, 100%. And Dharma opens a bleary eye and says, "Morning." What are you, a writer, Dharma? Let's see. Alicia's eating her waffle and wrote 613 words, broke 21K. Yay. You got a book there working on, man, Alicia. It's a coming. And there's Tea Leaf. Yay, the whole gang's here now. We were talking about you guys. Hello, I showed up with 2 minutes left, so I just waited. Yeah. It'd be a little frustrating to get started and then have a break right away, wouldn't it? Let's see. Dharma doing a little more brainstorming, trying to figure out my protagonist arc, her fears and weaknesses, and how she overcomes it. Nice. I do now. I used to spend less time on that, but now I spend more time on it because if I don't, the story doesn't go anywhere. It just kind of runs around in a circle. So.
Wee.
Exactly. So smart on you, Dharma. Smart on you. That's part of the reason why my first series is just a duology, because I didn't work hard enough on my protagonist arc. So I didn't have anywhere for it to go after book 2. Let's see. Alicia says morning to Tea Leaf and Dharma. We got a whole little writing group going. Which reminds me, if y'all like to write on a cruise, we have an event planned for next spring. But if y'all are interested, I will be one of the featured editors on this cruise. It is a writer's retreat, so there'll be set up, specific places to go write. But it's still a cruise, right? You don't have to clean anything. They feed you. If you want to buy extra tickets for your family to come so they can go be entertained while you write, they're there too. There will be excursions. So those will be no writing days, unless you want to, but where you can just go do your excursions. So it looks really, really fun. And I am super excited to do it. I love to get away and just write. And with the writing sessions will be done pretty much like this, right? So there will be timers and set. And if we get enough people, we can get more rooms and we'll have a completely quiet room. So for those of you who like to sit down and write for 3 hours, who can do that, which by the way, very jealous of you, who would prefer to do it like that, you can do that too. You just go into the quiet room and get your writing done. But we need enough people to sign up in order to have enough rooms to do that. Alicia, I feel like my story has gotten away from me a little bit, but I think it will work out and add a little excitement. Yeah. That's the fun part about drafting, right? Mm-hmm. Some of the stuff that I'm putting now into my rewrite was like that. Like it was stuff that was not in my outline. It just got away from me. And then as I'm redraw, I'm like, yeah, but that part's cool. And this part was crazy. So it's not going in, right? Like that kind of thing. Do you have that trouble, Joanna?
I definitely go through that. I love the rough draft because it's so explorative, I mean, like you just get to play with stuff, and having grown as an author, not being newbie enough to think, oh, all of this has to go in. I can write a chapter and be like, I don't think that was a creative waste of time, but I'm not sure that's going to make the final cut either. I mean,
I'm not sure it's useful.
Yeah. Squirrel, I mean, kind of deal. But
sometimes
that was something very hard for me to learn, in the newbier years that not everything that gets written has to go into the manuscript, you know.
Hmm.
So I mean,
Yeah,
you
I've
know,
not gotten any better about going off on a tangent. That still happens more than I wish it would,
yeah,
but I've gotten way better about cutting it later.
yeah, me
Yeah,
too. Like, yeah,
recognizing that was a tangent. Yeah, and it could just go.
yeah.
Ugh. Oh, no wonder I can't see. Jeez, look at these glasses. Ridiculous. Have you read The Women?
I'm not.
Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. It reminds me, did you ever watch, since we're like, of the same age, China Beach? That it was the Vietnam show where it was about the nurses.
I did not. I have a whole era in my younger years where I didn't have access to television at all. It was a
Gotcha.
glorious time in my life.
Hey, TV helped raise me, man. I don't know what I'd be without it. Good thing I was watching things like Star Trek and A-Team. So that
Right,
helped
right,
build my
right.
morals. Who knows what could have happened otherwise. Um, but yes, that show was mind-boggling, and that's what this reminds me of because it's from the
Okay.
nurse's point of view. I love that about Kristen Hanna, how she takes a part in history that, quite frankly, is usually overworked, but
Uh-huh.
really hones in on the female perspective that we never get to see in things like war movies.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
it's it's really impressive. Look, it's like we were there. Women were there too. I love it.
I have a friend who was a nurse in Vietnam, and man, talking to her about like what her perspective and what she went through, and the expectations for women at that time period and in that scenario, especially American women, because it's
Hmm.
very different when you go down range. Like when I was in Guatemala for Hurricane Mitch relief, I mean, it would just, we were treated, American women were treated very different than what we could see the women native to that region were being treated, obviously. But I mean, it was just, it was a paradigm shift for their soldiers to accept us being in uniform and being there and the things, and you have to be delicately careful and aware, like you can't go in and like Americanize everything. You just have to be tolerant on some levels. Like it's a strange experience, but it can also lead to some real hangups. So I don't know. I wasn't downrange long enough to really have it super impact my psyche, but I was definitely in a place of observation, and being a female versus a male in that situation was different. It was just different. I mean, and there was nothing wrong with that. Um, but watching what native Guatemalan women, that where their limits and expectations and what they were afforded. I'll never forget being so touched seeing them at the sunrise sweeping their dirt floors. Like, I mean, it was crazy. It was a really good experience for me to recognize the privilege in which I was born with, because I was in a place at that time where I was very resentful for the way I was brought up, and then I got to go to this other country and I was like, "Oh, well, maybe not." But then there's the soldiering side. There you have to be careful when you're downrange and there's like 50 girls and 500 dudes. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. I guess that's my point.
Yes, for sure.
So,
Well, Kristen's done her research. Let me tell you, it's impressive.
yeah, I love to talk to female veterans, especially from the years pre my service, and see what it was like for them. Like we don't realize the short. I don't think we realize how short the span is for women to have as much freedom as they have. You know,
Mhm.
like it's like this big. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
well,
crazy.
obviously, because we're already going backwards. So, and that's how
Well,
things
yeah, yeah,
happen.
yeah.
It's always, two steps forward and sometimes
Mhm.
three steps backwards.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that's exactly what happens. Yeah, Alicia says the Bad boy pushes up the timeline. I need to make said timeline and dollar amounts for timeline. Nice. Dharma, wish I could sign up for the cruise, but circumstances prevent it, but I hope everyone has fun. Well, we don't plan on doing it just 1 year, so hopefully one of these years you can come out with us. Sometimes you have to write the wrong words before your brain figures out the right words. Exactly, Dharma. Exactly. Sometimes you just got to do it. Like I can think I totally see this, like you're outlining too. And that's what I do. I outline. So you think you see the whole story arc, and once you start writing, I like to say the outline never survives first contact with the draft. See, talk about military. That's the And Alicia, I grew up with MASH, Knight Rider, Charmed, and Buffy. Nice. Yeah, I grew up with MASH too. And
Mash.
then, A Team, Star Trek, TOS, um, the original series, and all of those. I love people with great abilities who like use it to help people instead of hurt people. I love that. I guess I've always liked the A Team basically was superheroes, right? Like I like that kind of thing. I always did. Dharma, my wife was a Marine during Vietnam, but she was stationed stateside. Wow. That must have been hard. So, she's in uniform and getting all the flack for it, and she wasn't even over there. That would have been really hard. JJ laughs. Hello, by the way, welcome in. Says Marine Corps women have my utmost respect. No doubt. No doubt. Awesome. All right. So let us get to our second sprint of the day. And then we will have another break. All right, here we go. Let's get those words in. Finding the unmute button sometimes is the hardest part. So that was our second sprint, everyone. How did you do? I'm working through the first big conflict.
I am fleshing out some world building for this scene, just making sure I've got everybody with the right title and making sure I know who, like, which roles are on my small council for the realm and who they are. I love bumping into the world building because it's like, well, I could spend all day working on world building. Making my narrative done.
I mean, for a lot of us fantasy writers, it's the most fun part, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I get
I'm
that.
like,
I totally do.
rein it in, girl. Rein it in.
I have notebooks of world building. My next fantasy is going to be so much fun. Yeah. It's right there. It's actually hidden all the way over there on my dresser, far away from me, so I can actually get this world done first. Because that, new shiny. It's always exciting.
Yeah. I have to hide my new shiny from me too. I'm like, I will not go there.
Exactly. New shiny, go over there. I'm almost done. Let me finish.
The inner toddler comes out. I can't see it, so I shall not be tempted.
Let's see. In the chat, Dharma said that she was born the year Star Trek TOS first aired, but grew up on the reruns. Yeah, so did I. I was born in 75, so a few years later, but I was raised on the reruns and MASH, all of MASH. Yep, 80 shows, same thing. We were growing up on the same stuff. I was either outside playing in the swamps in Charleston or I was inside watching TV. I saw the first Star Wars movie in the theaters, along with Close Encounters and Alien. Nice. Yeah, sadly, we didn't go to the movies very often, so I didn't get to see any of that in the theaters. Woo. Oh, it skipped. Go back. Let's see. And Tea Leaf said it's funny because she was born just a bit after Star Trek. Same. After Star Trek Next Generation. Oh, okay. Yeah, a whole nother generation. And grew up on reruns of that. I'll never forget having chickenpox and laying there while it played on the TV super late at night. You know the funny thing for us TOS people, when Next Generation first started, it made me mad. Like, I was like, no, you can't. How can you do that? You can't, like, remake our thing. Like, I was one of those, like, current trolls online, I was also 11, but anyways, and I was like, no, you can't. What are you doing? This is not right. And then I watched it because there's not a whole lot of sci-fi fantasy online or available to watch, right? Reading, yes, I was reading a ton of it, but not much to watch. And so the first couple seasons were just like reworks of the TOS shows, and that made me mad too. But then I really liked the characters. And again, there wasn't a whole lot of when you only have, two options of sci-fi fantasy to watch. You know what you do? You watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, I fell in love and I understood the charm and everything worked because it also had to find its own tone, right? It took a moment. So that's pretty funny. So no Star Trek for you, Joanna?
So that was part of the epic era of no TV in our house. So the only time I got TV was when I was babysitting on the weekends. And if I remember, New Generations came out or
86.
Right, 86, but it was on Friday nights, I think. And so I always, whatever night it was on, I always tried, oh my gosh, my hair, squirrel. I always tried to have a babysitting job that night so I could watch it because it would come on late enough that the kids were usually already asleep, so I could watch it. That's how I got to see like all the stuff like Ghost, like all the different stuff, because I have this whole era that's just like absent. So unless I was at a friend's house or babysitting, I mean, I told you the other day, that's how I saw Rocky Horror Picture Show the first time. I was babysitting and I was like, what is this madness?
That's so funny.
It's glorious.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's That's so funny.
Yeah.
And TV say, but definitely MASH, Little House on the Prairie. Oh yeah, I watched that one too. I forgot about that. Star Trek, New and Old, and there was a cowboy show my mom was obsessed with. Was it Wild Wild West? That's one my mom liked, and I watched that one too. Ooh, Man from Uncle too. I watched that in reruns too. I love Man from Uncle. And TV has to get back to work. I know, right? Yo, we're talking halfway through the sprints. And Christina joined us. Hi, Christina. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Alicia wrote 575 words and starting to get a little stuck, but I try to keep going. Yeah. I will tell you sometimes, Christina, if you start to get stuck, because you're getting to that murky middle now. So you start to get stuck. What works for me, so Joanna, you could share what works for you. What works for me is just continue to write. And I don't even just mean the story. I'd be like, okay, I'm stuck. What do I do next? Like I will actually type that, right? And so
Yeah.
by continuing to type even just the thoughts in my brain that have nothing to do with the story, as in I don't write my grocery list, but you know what I mean? Working through my frustration with the story, that will help me figure out what it is I need to do. So like if I end on a chapter here, I always do that kind of thing for the next chapter. I'm like, okay, I know in the next chapter that she has to see this ghost and then she has to read this memory on this thing and then she has to, right? Like just not actual story, not quite outline either. Just kind of this vision of what I think should happen next. And if you don't know what's going to happen next, then I go over that, right? Okay. Well, what happens next has to be an emotional scene. So she's either going to, find this out, or maybe she could find this out, or maybe, I don't know. I mean, if I bring this character in and I will actually type that. And that helps by doing that typing and continuing to making my fingers do the work, that I can usually get right back around to, okay, I see what direction I need to go now. And then I can go back and then start writing it. What do you do, Joanne?
Yeah. So some of that, when I am in my chapter documents and I come up on a snag, I mean, that's just kind of how I see it. I try to use mental language that's just a temporary problem, not like I have now run into a wall. That doesn't work for me. I need to, because then the wall just stays there. So like, I'm like, okay, snag. So I go to all caps and I write out the things. And if I can't get it running, then I will do the pieces of the story that I know that's coming that I can write. And so I end up with all these miscellaneous chapter pieces that I eventually, it's like a patchwork quilt that I'll sew in. If I get super stumped and need to leave the computer to like process, I go on a drive. If I can go on a 40-minute drive, and it usually involves Buc-ee's, but
don't they all? All these long drives involve Buc-ee's.
But if I can go on a 30 to 40-minute drive and just kind of process, then I have stuff. And sometimes I'll even take my computer with me so I can real quick and have some kind of idea so I don't forget it. But yeah, so I mean, I definitely I use a lot of all caps in my manuscript when it's something I'm not sure of or whatever, so I know to come back to that before I send it to you.
And then I'm like, what is this all caps chapter? You're like, oh, I meant to delete that.
Oh, like, oops. Oops, I forgot that one.
Oh, I love it. Tea Leaf says, finally settled on some first words for chapter 1. Opening is so hard. Opening is so hard. That's why you got to just get past it. And then the words flow, and then you get to the middle. Yeah, that's how it works. Don't worry about it, because you're going to go back and fix it. So just keep going.
That's right.
Unless you're at the fixing stage. Now you need to stress about it. Dharma figured out my protagonist's internal journey. So now creating the formal outline in Scrivener. Excellent. I like my outlines in Scrivener too. Tea Leaf, I've been world building since 2013. Please. Oh yeah, Joanna's been working on this world for a really long time too. This world has been a part of her psyche and her son's.
Yep.
Let's see. Dharma has lots of world building in mind, since most of it is set in the world of the Desert Fae, which we're so excited. Joanna and I both are so fascinated by that. Both the Seelie Oasis Court and the Unseelie Desolation Court. Ooh. And that's you saying good morning. First experience you can remember is Alice in Wonderland. That messed me up. Which one? Like the Disney cartoon one?
It
Or
was
like
the
the.
Disney cartoon one. They were the vault was so back before VHS and all the things. The vault would release certain Disney movies that had come out previously and they'd be in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
It's how I saw Sleeping Beauty, all that stuff, because my dad, they were like 50-cent movies or something. And we were super poor when my parents were together, so we didn't go to the movies very often. So it was like a big deal. And I just remember being so frightened, like hiding under the seats. Like I did not understand this movie at all. So I must have been pretty little.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it is a
I
little
mean, I
freaky.
yeah, it's freaky now, let alone taking you to a little baby to a dark theater. Ah!
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right, let's get to this last sprint and then we'll come back and catch up on comments. So let's hit it, man. We're almost there. So close. Oops, wrong thing.
We can do it.
We can do it. Last one. I'll see you in 30. And that's it. Our third sprint of the day. We did amazing. I stopped mid-thought. So this is perfect. It'll be really easy to slide right back in tomorrow. How about you, Joanna?
Same. Started after I lined out what was going on with the world building. The chapter really started flowing. I was like, "Oh, Nelly, I'm gonna sit here all day."
Mm-hmm. Sadly, I have too much else to do. I also need to finish this book. Got to get it done, almost. But I was a good girl, and I went to bed last night on time so I could get up this morning and do my work, right? So
Very
I was
nice,
like,
very nice.
my reward for being a grown up was that when I was done with sprints today, I didn't have to be a grown up, but I could finish the book. Then I could do my
Okay,
work for the day.
okay. I see how you work. I
See?
see
See?
you.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I
So
say I could sit here all day, it's not that there's not other work to do. It's just like the temptation now is just to really, but I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be
just
good.
set timers, man. Set timers. I'll tell you, there will be more sprints.
Good.
Christina can put up because Courtney usually sprints on Tuesdays and she does 45-minute sprints. You could always do it like that. What I end up doing is I'll do like 45 minutes of work, like work, like I got to get this done, and then 40 minutes of something that I really want to do, and usually also needs to be done. Right? It could be
Yeah.
something like, baking that cake that I need to bake for that event or doing that. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Sure. Yeah.
And
No,
so
I
I
did the
just go
same
back
thing.
and forth. Yep. Yeah. It
I did
really
the same
works for
thing.
me, that body doubling thing. But she's usually on Tuesday. So if she's on today, that's where I will be next. And I will do it like that.
Yeah. And I'll be on tonight. So at 7 o'clock tonight. So
That's right. That's right. If you want to put your channel in there, you are more than
I will.
welcome to that. So 7 tonight, Central Time. Joanna will be on to do more writing sprints if y'all want to get more writing done. Let's see. And Alicia says that I'm not too much older than her, 1984. Yeah, that's both of us. You're just one generation behind. You're at that little, you and I were both at that level where I'm, the youngest of Gen X and you're the oldest of the millennials, right? So there's a lot of crossover in that space. Let's see. Dharma has a folder in her Scrivener project filled with brainstorming documents. So she has free writes until she figures it out. Yeah, free writing. That's really what I was doing, right? I just didn't name it. That would be the word for it. It really does work for me if I get stuck. Tea Leaf was excited to go get some work done. And Christina reminded us to hydrate and eat, which I'll be doing after this. That is the first thing I'll be doing, not reading the book. I need to eat first. I did take my meds. Aren't you proud of me? Let's see. Okay, you can wait in the laundry. Good, because I'm not doing laundry yet. Next week. I'll do it right before DragonCon. So we have all our clean clothes to drive cross country in. Well, fly, actually. Safo and I are flying this time. And Dharma slowly sketching out scenes. Nice, nice. Alicia got 638 words in. She's at 22K. That's amazing, Alicia. And Dharma has to go make breakfast. Yes, me too. Tea Leaf's like, yay, we did it. We did do it. We should get patches or something. Like, I wrote this many days. Christina got coffee. She's like, that's it. I got coffee. It works. It works. And
so I bust. Oh, go ahead.
Just so you know, instead of just putting the at Jam Jordan, it's better if you put in the whole link. Because then people could just click on it. If they do that, they still have to like copy and paste and type some stuff.
Okay.
And Charles says, good morning. Good morning, Charles. Good to see you today. And Alicia, I think I'm more of a Zennial. Yeah, exactly, right? I'm in a subcategory. I remember not having the internet and the beginning of the internet. I remember the card catalog before computers. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's in that middle kind of thing. My reward is going to Barnes & Noble now. That's right, Alicia. Have fun. Have fun. There you go. There's the link. Much better. It's a lot easier if people could just click on it. So, all right. Excellent, excellent. All right. Well, y'all have an amazing day. And Joanna will be on tonight if you want to get some more writing done. And both of us will be on tomorrow morning. Same bat time, same bat channel for 3 more days. So 7 a.m. Central. And we'll see you then.